Good morning to all. Welcome to another section of this online class. So in the last class we discussed about the first part of the types of computers from the paper Informatics module 1, which is the general introduction to the computers. So today we will be continuing this topic, which is the types of computers, and in the last class we discussed about the major topics like the personal computers and the different types of personal computers, which includes the workstation, desktop PC, netop PC or the netbook. And today we have few more topics which includes the laptop PC, netbook PC, tablet PC, which are also subdivided into booklets, slates, convertibles, hybrids, and also the mobile devices, the early forms of these devices like PDA and pocket PC, etc. So these are the major types of the personal computers that we have to focus on. So the types of computers, we can divide this types of computers category into mainly three categories. So the first one was the personal computers, second one is the mainframe computer, and the third one is the super computers. So we are now focusing on the personal computers. So last class we discussed about the topics like the personal computers, which includes the workstation, desktop PC, then the netop PC or the netbook. So what is a personal computer? What is a PC? So a PC is any general purpose computer whose size, capabilities and original sales price make it useful for the individuals, and which is intended to be operated directly by an end user with no intervening computer operator. So this is regarding the personal computer, and it is officially launched for this personal use as well as some business use also. And this category, which is the personal computers category, is subdivided into different categories, which includes the workstation, desktop PC, then the netop PC, netbooks, then the laptops, etc. So the workstation was regarding a high-end personal computer which is designed for only for the technical and scientific applications intended, and it's primarily to be used for one person at a time, and they are commonly connected to a local area network and run with multi-user operating system like that. And all these things which includes its features of this workstation, which includes the support for the ECC, which means the error code, then a large memory of sockets which can be registered or modules, then the multiple processor sockets, then the multiple displays, etc. So these are the major things regarding the workstation. And we discussed about the desktop PC, which means the true personal computer in a form intended for the regular use at a single location, as opposed to a mobile or laptop or a portable computer. So it is the desktop PC, the major point that we have to focus on is that it can be used only at a single location. It cannot be transferred, or it is not a type of these portable computers. So this is regarding the desktop PC and the different parts of the desktop PC, which includes the monitor, the CPU, the mouse, keyboard, etc. So these are the major things regarding the desktop PC. And also we discussed about the all-in-one computer, which is a subtype of this type of desktop computers, and the different type models of these all-in-one computers. And lastly we discussed about the netop PC. So what is a netop PC? The netop PC means it is a very small form factor, inexpensive, low voltage desktop computer designed for basic tasks such as surfing the internet, accessing the web-based applications, document processing, and also the audio video playback. So this is regarding the definition to this netop PC. So netop PC is exclusively for surfing the internet, using the internet in a very systematic manner, and it is similar to the notebook. So the netbook and the netop PC and the netbook both are similar in its specifications, and it is used, and it is exclusively for the use of this internet. So this is regarding the netop PC. And we discussed some major manufacturers of this netop PC, which includes the Acer, then the Asus, Dell, Lenovo, etc. And also some platforms, the three major platforms of this netop PC, which means the Intel Centrio Atom platform, which means it's processor based platforms. Then the NVIDIA Ion platform, which means the graphics based platform, and also the VIA's Trinity platform. So these are the major platforms that the NetTop PC was focused on. And we also discussed about the processors of this category, and also the operating system, which includes the Windows, then the Ubuntu, and also the Mac OS. So these are the major operating system which is used for this purpose in this NetTop PCs. And lastly, we discussed about the major advancement in this category too. So in the page number 18 onwards in the textbook, we will get some more description about this NetTop PC or the netbook PC. So both are similar in nature, but the specification is little bit advanced in the case of this netbook PC that we are going to discuss today. So the NetTop PC, which is exclusively for the surfing the internet, is the one of the major advancement during that time. And operating systems like Windows, Linux, and the Mac OS, etc., they all developed these kinds of operating system which is exclusively used for this type of PC. Then the Google's Android, Linux, and all these distributions, basically the Google and the Android, which is a tie-up in that time and this time too. So they also developed these kinds of softwares and the OS for this purpose. And this the Google's Android, which was popularly known its significance by using this OS in the mobile devices. So this was the one of the major advancement during that time by the Google company, in which they developed this Android system. It was originally announced for the smartphones, and it has also taken in seat of this NetTop market too. So in the early stages, this Android OS, which is commonly used in this mobile devices, which was also used in the this type of this NetTop PC in that time. So this is regarding the major points regarding the NetTop PC and the workstation and also the desktop PC. So these are the major points that we have to focus on. So today we will be beginning the next types of this category, which includes the which comes under this personal computers. The main topic that we have to focus on today is the laptop PC. So laptop, which is a laptop? Laptop means it is a computer, or simply also called as a notebook. Sometimes it's like a notebook, and it is also regarded as a personal computer designed for mobile use and small and light enough to sit on personal lap while in use. So basically this is the it has every aspect of a personal computer, and the basic difference between a desktop PC or a personal computer while comparing to this type of laptops is that it is portable, and also the size is reduced into a specific size, which is the regarded as a smallest or the single small and light unit. So this is regarding the laptop PC, just an introduction to this laptop PC. And a laptop integrates most of the typical components of a desktop computer, including a display, a keyboard, a pointing devices, which means a mouse or a touchpad, also a trackpad, and speakers, and often including the battery, into a single small and light unit. So this is the major difference while we compare this laptop PC to a desktop PC, in which all these things, which includes the display, the keyboard, the mouse, and battery too, all these things are combined into a smaller or the very light unit. And this type of batteries which is used in these laptops are rechargeable batteries, so we can recharge and again use it in a very systematic manner. And this rechargeable battery is charged from an AC adapter and typically stores enough energy to run the laptop for 2 or 3 hours in its initial state, depending on the configuration power management of the computer. So this battery backup, which is also regarded as a very good thing while we use the laptop PC, in which the AC power is not required to run this laptop PC if the laptop is fully charged with the help of this AC power. So this is is regarding the basic configuration of this laptop PC, and the dimensions regarding the measurements and the values of these laptops can be regarded as we can divide these laptops into two categories. Basically, in simple manner, we can divide this laptop into notebook and the larger types of these laptops. So the notebook means it will be the size of the screen will be a little smaller than the actual laptop. So the laptops, the functions and the specifications are almost same for both these notebooks and laptops, but the size and the function and also some the configuration will be different according to our need. So both the notebooks and the laptops come into a single category, which is the laptop PC. So the laptops generally means a size, the screen size of 15.6 inches, and the its thickness between 0.7 to 1.7 inches, and also the dimensions ranging from the in the display 30-inch display. So the beginning range of this kind of laptop is the 13-inch display, which is smaller while we compare to a common desktop PC, which means which have the screen size of up to from beginning to 16 inches. So basically a notebook is a very smaller version of this kind of laptops, and the older laptops were usually heavier too, but now in the present generation all the computers, all the laptops are very thin and small in size, which means that the advancement of technologies made this kind of changes in these typical types of PC. And the weight, which is up to 1.4 kg to 5.4 kg, it is the approximate weight of a laptop. Then the most laptops are designed in the flip form factor to protect the screen and the keyboard when closed. Modern tablet laptops have a complex joint between the keyboard housing and the display, permitting the display panel to run and to lie flat on the keyboard housing. So the screen and the keyboard and all these things are clubbed together in a laptop. So it is very commonly in we can see that it is very useful for any personal use and also for the business use, in which we can carry these laptops and connect to the internet, and also we can print the printouts that we need to be submitted in the office and all the jobs. So this means that all the works with a computer is reduced into a single platform, which is the laptop. So this kind of invention, which is particularly this invention of the laptop, was the major advancement during the generations or the history of these computers, in which all the things which is the size small and the function also advanced, and the other specifications, configuration also, all these things were advanced into a great level, which means that the older generation or older computers have been neglected by the users, in which the laptops provide the more functions and more specifications, and also it is very user-friendly kind of platforms. So this means that the kind of these laptops made like a revolution in the history of these computers, which means that it is commonly accepted during that time, and also during this time we all depend on this kinds of laptop, which is easy to use and also the portable factor. So the portable factor and the easy to use and also the size is the major three things regarding the laptops that it became the most popular types of PCs in our day-to-day life. So that's regarding the introduction to this laptops. And the general term laptop or the notebook, both are the similar in its nature and also the functions. It is referred to a number of classes of small portable computers based on purpose and approximately by screen size. Laptops can be classified as follows. So we can classify the laptops into different categories, into basically the three categories based on their size, their use, and their configurations. So first one is the desktop replacement. This name name also suggests that it is just a replacement of a desktop PC, which means that it emphasizes the performance and it is less portable, and also the screen will be 15-inch or larger. So it is just a replace to this desktop PC. And second category is the standard laptop that we are using today. So this standard laptop, with the function of this standard laptop is that it balances the portability and features, and the screen size is reduced below this 15 inches, which means the 13 to 15 inches. And also the last type of this kind of laptop is the sub notebook, or we can call it as a notebook. So basically the changes with this category is that it emphasizes the portability and has fewer features, and also the 12-inch or smaller screen. So the screen size is reduced into below to a 13-inch screen size, and also the functions, some functions are also reduced. And also the major feature of this kinds of notebook is that it emphasizes the portability. So it is lightweight in its nature, and also the functions, it provides the all the basic functions of a laptop, standard laptop, and the size of the screen is reduced while we compare to this standard laptops. So these are the major three categories of these laptops, which means the desktop replacement laptops, and the standard laptop, and the sub notebook laptops. So basically we can focus on these two divisions, which is the standard laptop and the notebook. So this notebook means the smaller version of this or the very compatible and user-friendly type of these laptops, and it is widely accepted by after this 21st century onwards. So this is regarding the basic divisions which comes under this topic, which is the laptop PC. So the first classification of these laptops was based on their purpose and also their size, screen size. So we have one more classification based on the features. So these laptops can be classified into different categories, which means mainly the 5 categories based on their features. So the first category is the budget, which means that a cheap and lower performance standard size laptop. So it is the first category, which means a budget type of laptops. Then second category is the tablet PC, which means a screen touch interface, and also may not be have a keyboard. Then the third category is the netbook, which means the budget sub notebook suited to internet surfing and basic office applications. Usually have a 9-inch to 10-inch screen. So the netbook means the netbook PC, the kind of netbook PC that we have studied earlier. So this is also another kind of this laptops. So the first one was the budget based, second one was the tablet PC, third one is the netbook, and the fourth one is the gaming laptop. So the title or the topic, which means it only focuses on the gaming. So a larger laptop with a powerful graphics card for playing graphics intensive computer games, and also have a good processor to perform all these functions very fluently. So gaming laptops is another major category in the based on these features. And the last one is the rugged type of category. So rugged means it is very strong in its functions and its nature, and it is engineered to operate in tough conditions, which means there are strong vibrations, extreme temperatures, and also the wet and dusty in environments, etc. So these are the basics 5 types of laptops based on their features. So the first one was the budget oriented, second one was the tablet PC, third one is the netbook PC, then the gaming laptop, and also the rugged kind of these laptops. It is exclusively for these kind of purposes, which means the tough conditions, only to survive on this type of conditions. So this is regarding the 5 types of classification based on their features. So we discussed the classifications of laptop. Firstly, based on the purpose and the screen size. Then secondly, their features. Then we have to focus on their advantages of these type of laptops. So the major advantage in the advancement in this category of this laptop is that the portability. So the portability is usually the first feature mentioned in any comparison of laptops versus desktop PC, which means that this kind of all the types of laptops are portable. So this is the major advancement or the major point while we compare the laptops into the kind of this normal desktop PC. And the portability means that the laptop can be used in many places, and not only at home and at the office, but also during the commuting and flights, in coffee shops, in lecture halls, etc. So it is very user friendly, and we can use it anywhere with the help of this kind of laptop, which have a kind of this battery backup or two. And also the portability feature offers several distinct advantages too. So based on this portability, which is the major advantage of these laptops, we can divide the sub points based on this portability feature. It is divided into mainly 4 points, which means that getting more work done, which means it is very compatible with our day-to-day life, and it helps to give more functions or more results with a single use, which means that using a laptop in places where a desktop PC can be used, and also at times that would otherwise be wasted. For example, an office worker who is managing their emails during the hour-long commute by train, and it is late by 1 hour, and this he can use these functions or his works with the help of these laptops in the train itself, and or a student doing his or her homework at the university coffee shop during a break between lectures. So this is the major advancement of this kind of laptop, in which we can use this type of laptops anywhere with the help of this kind of functions. And second one is the immediacy. Immediacy means carrying the laptop means having instant access to various information and personal and work files. And immediacy allows, which means it allows better collaboration between the co-workers or students, as the laptop can be flipped open to present a problem or a solution anytime, anywhere. So it is very user friendly in a sense. So it means it can perform all the functions to all the category. Maybe the user may be a student or a teacher or a businessman. Any person, he can use these kind of laptops in a very easy manner. So it is the second point regarding this portability. The third point is the up-to-date information. So the laptops provide the up-to-date information with the help of this type of network, which is connected to a laptops, and it also allows to connect the network in a very wireless manner, and most of these laptops provide the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi facility in order to connect the kind of phones or other devices wirelessly, and also we can access the network by connecting to a network wirelessly. So this is another important thing regarding a laptop. And up-to-date information means if a person has more than one desktop PC, a problem of synchronizing arises. Changes made on one computer are not automatically propagated to the others, and there are always a specific way to resolve this problem, including the physical transfer of updated files with using a USB flash memory or a CD or DVD, and using this synchronization software over the internet. However, using the single laptop at both locations avoids the problem entirely, and as the file exits in a single location and are always up to date. So it also means that the files which is stored in these laptops can be used in a very convenient manner according to our use. So we can copy the files into a pen drive or another hard disk or a CD or DVD, and we can use it anywhere that we have to use the kind of these files. And also we can store these files into a cloud storage storage, in which the Google Cloud storage or any other type of storage, cloud storage. So it means that we can use the files up to date at anywhere, or we can attach the files into an email in which we can open this mail anywhere with the help of this internet connectivity. So it is the another important factor regarding the advantages of laptops, which comes under this main topic, which is the portability. And the fourth point is the connectivity. So we already discussed about this connectivity, the wireless connectivity, and the major connectivity, which means the internet itself, which is the Wi-Fi based on the wireless networks, and the cellular broadband data devices combined with a near type of the laptops. And we can also plug in this type of the Ethernet and the USB type of connections in order to get this internet in a laptop. And also basically we use this kind of this Wi-Fi network, and these laptop programs are especially widespread at university campuses. So for the online exams and the other kind of this online activity, this network connection of this network is very easy with the help of this kind of laptops. So it is another important thing while we focus on this portability of computers. So these laptops has a major advantage, which is the portability feature, and we subdivided this advantage into 4 categories, which means the first category was the first point was the getting the more work done, second one was the immediacy, and the third one was the up-to-date information, and also the last one was the major important point, which is the connectivity. So these are the major advantages based on the portability feature of these laptops, and we have some more other advantages of this laptop also. The first one is the size. So the laptops are smaller than a standard PCs, and this is beneficial when space is at a premium. For example, in smart apartments and student rooms, and also when it not in use, a laptop can be closed and put away. So this size or the space consumed by a laptop is very smaller than a regular standard type of desktop PC. Then the second one point is the ease of access, which means we can access the data anywhere with the help of these computers, and also we can access this data with the help of these networks based on this cloud storage or the emails. And most laptops have the doors on the underside that allow the user to access the memory, hard drive, and other components by simply flipping the laptop to access the doors. For desktops, the user must usually access the backside of the computer, which is harder if it is in an area with a little space. So we can also upgrade, or we can use this type of memory and all the add-ons in a laptop with a very ease of access, which means that we can add the more components to a laptop with the help of this connectivity wirelessly and with the wired connections with the help of this kind of the auth port or the USB port or the GPS. Also, all the functions in a laptop means that we can use the laptops in a very ease of access category, and this kind of feature is also provided by a smartphone also. So we will be focused on that topic later. Then the another important advantages of this laptop is the low power consumption. So the power consumption is the major important factor for any type of computers, in which the early forms of these computers consume many types of these power consumptions in a very while we compare these kinds of laptops to the older generation of computers, they consume more energy and power and it also produces the heat outside, and it is also very inconvenient for a user who uses these computers. So this low power consumption is also another important advantage of this laptop, and laptops are several times more power efficient than desktops too, and a typical laptop uses 20 to 90 watt compared to 100 to 800 watt for desktops. So this is the major change or the major difference while we compare a laptop to a desktop PC, in which the power consumption is reduced below 100 watt, while the power consumption of a standard desktop PC start from the range of this 100 watt to 800 watts. So this is the major difference, and this could be particularly beneficial for business which run hundreds of personal computers and multiplying the potential savings, and homes where there is a computer running 24/7 hours, such as a home media server, print server, etc. So it is basically helpful for the both for the business purpose and also for the home purpose, in which the power which consumed by a laptop is much lesser than by a desktop PC, standard desktop PC. So this is another important feature of this laptops. And second last advantage of this laptop is the quiet, which means the laptops are often quieter than the desktops due to the components. Quieter means the slower 2.5-inch hard drives and to less heat production, leading to use of fewer and slower cooling fans. So it means that it is very easy to use, with convenient to use, and it produce less amount of heat and less amount of the energy while we compare to this desktop PC. And the last important point regarding the advantages of this laptop PC is the battery itself. So a charged laptop can be run several hours in case of a power outage and is not affected by short power interruptions and blackouts. So this is another important drawback of a desktop PC too, in which the power should not be interrupted while we use the computer. So we use the kind of this UPS to use the computer in a very easy manner without interrupting the power. So here we have the type of rechargeable battery which helps the laptop to run in a very systematic manner for up to 2 to 3 hours based on a battery capacity of a laptop. Then a desktop PC needs a UPS to handle short interruptions, while while we focus on this laptop, we do not have that kind of UPS or any other power interrupter supplies. Here we have this kind of this battery. So the battery time more than 20 to 30 minutes for a desktop PC and requires a large and expensive UPS. So to run the desktop PC up to half an hour with the help of a UPS, we need a kind of a larger battery than the smaller battery which is used in these laptops. So it means that the size of this kind of battery is reduced, and also we can get more time to use this laptop with the help of these batteries. So these are the major advantages of these laptops. So the first point was the portability of these computers, and we divide this portability of the laptops into 4 categories, which includes the getting more work done and the immediacy, then the up-to-date information and also the connectivity feature. Then the other advantages of these laptops, which includes the size, based on the size, then the ease of access, then the low power consumption, then the quiet, and also the battery. So these are the major advantages of a laptop. So basically we can focus on the points like the portability feature of these laptops, the connectivity feature, then the size, and also the ease of access, then the lower power consumption, and also the battery, which is also another important advantage of these laptops. So these are the major advantages of these laptops, and also we have some 3 to 4 types of disadvantages of these laptops too. So basically this disadvantage is based on their specifications of these laptops. Firstly, the performance. So the performance may be lower while we purchasing a lower type of laptops. So we have to give a good amount of price to get a very good performance type of laptops. So the performance is based on the price tag of any laptop. So it is another important drawback of this laptop PC, in which the performance of a mainstream desktop and laptop is comparable. Laptops are significantly more expensive than the standard desktop PC. At the same time, even or lower performance level. So the performance also is combined or clubbed with this kind of this price tag of any laptops, and it is another major drawback of these laptops. And the upper limits of performance of laptops are a little bit lower, and bleeding the edge features usually appear first in desktops, and only then as the underlying technology matches and are adapted to laptops. And however, for the internet browsing and typical office applications, where the computer spends the majority of its time waiting for the user input, and even notebook type of laptops are generally very fast enough. Most higher end laptops are sufficiently powerful for high resolution movie playback, 3D gaming and video editing and encoding. And also these type of laptops are disadvantaged based on their database, math, engineering, financial, software purposes. These laptops provides a good amount of performance at a budget level laptops, from the range of this budget level laptops. So the notebooks are more budget oriented type category of this laptop, in which it gives a good performance level. And also the drawbacks of this notebook also is that the size will be reduced, and the some specification for a normal desktop PC will not be available for a low budget type of notebook PC. So the performance is the major disadvantage of the laptop. The second point is the upgradability. So the upgradability means a two-way type of upgrade for a laptop, in which the softwares can be upgraded and also the hardware can be upgraded. So the second category, which is the hardware components of a laptop, in order to upgrade it, it is very inconvenient in a sense, is that we cannot replace the processor, or we can add a specific amount of this memory to a laptop. Beyond that, we can use the kind of the external hard disk or flash drives, or the kind of another important advancement of advance in the softwares. So the upgradability is a drawback of this laptop only while focusing on the hardware upgradability of these laptops. Basically the memory and the CPU, it is a quite risk to update on the laptop PC. And the upgradability of laptops is very limited compared to desktops, and which are thoroughly standardized. And in general, hard drives and memory can be upgraded easily, and also the optical drives and internal expansion cards may be upgraded if they follow an industry standard. So all the laptops have different kind of specifications according to their use, especially for the kind of these laptops based on for the major purposes, like for a gaming laptop, they focus the major importance may give to this kind of this graphics, then the processors and also the memory. So for a normal laptop, the processor may be much lower performed while we compared to high-end devices like the laptops and also the other type of desktop PC. So it is another important drawback of this desktop PC, the kind of this laptop PC, in which the upgradability, we cannot upgrade to a certain extent. We can upgrade the components, and after that extent, after that limit, we cannot extend these features or these components, and we cannot get the performance in which all the time the advancement of these technologies makes the advancement in its features of this laptop too. So the major advancement in the, while we focus on the screen, for example, we focus on the screen of a laptop PC, is that the first major type of the screen was LCD. Then the upgraded type of this the laptop PC or the screen of this laptop PC was upgraded into the LED screen, and also now the laptops also provide the touch screen feature. So these are the major advancements in which we cannot upgrade a screen of a laptop in a very simple manner. While we compare to this desktop PC, we can replace this monitor. So it is another drawback of this upgradability of this kind of this laptops. And also the we cannot replace the motherboard, CPU, graphics, and also memory to a certain extent. We cannot upgrade these things, and the reasons for limited upgradability are both technical and economic. So basically the price for this kind of this components, especially for the hard disk, and also each and every components of the laptop is much expensive than a standard desktop PC. And there is a industry-wide standard form factor for laptops. Each major laptop manufacturer their own kind of components for the laptop, and the construction and the result of that, laptops are difficult to upgrade and have high repair costs. So the maintenance cost also another important thing while we focus on this disadvantage of this laptop. So upgradability and the maintenance cost both comes in a single point. Then the other important thing is that with few exceptions, the laptop components can rarely be swapped between laptops of competing manufacturers, or even between laptops from the different product lines of the same manufacturer. So the same manufacturer assembles or the produces the same kind of or the different kind of components. For example, the Intel company, which produce the kind of these processors, they produce or they advance their these kind of processors with the help of this advancement based on their performance. So the 5th generation the Intel based processors may be much good than the 4th generation or the 3rd generation processors. So this advancement means that all these companies or the manufacturing components companies, they compete with other companies in order to get much good performance than their older versions. So these are the major advancement for the laptop PC, and this is also another disadvantage of this laptop PC. So this is regarding the major disadvantages of the laptop PC based on the upgradability. So we discussed the upgradability in a two dimensions or the two ways in which the upgradability, the cost of upgradability is very expensive while compared to a common desktop PC, and also the maintenance cost for the laptop is also very expensive than a normal PC. Then the we cannot upgrade the components to a certain extent. After that limit, we cannot extend or the upgrade the kind of components in a laptop PC. It is another the major disadvantage of this laptop PC. Then the second last point of this disadvantage of this laptop PC is the durability. So due to their portability, laptops are subject to more wear and physical damage than desktops, and also the battery life of the laptops is limited, and the capacity drops with the time, necessitating the eventual replacement after a few years. So the durability of the computers is also a question mark, kind of question mark, while we focus the performance and the durability of the computers. Then the laptop PC also has the another important disadvantage, which is the security. So security means the both the based on the software based and also the internet based. So the being valuable and common and portable, laptops are priced targets for the theft. So this is also another important thing in which the cost of the laptop makes it very expensive, and also we have to protect or we have to secure our laptops in a very systematic manner, in which it is also another important price targeted device for the theft. So the cost of the stolen business or the personal data and of the resulting problems, which means the identity theft, the credit card fraud, breach of of the privacy laws can be many times the value of the stolen laptop itself. So this is also another important drawbacks of this kind of laptop, in which all the data is very important that we have stored in the computer. Maybe they for the private purpose and also for the business purpose or the any other purpose. So these payments, all these things is very very important, or the very needs a kind of security for the laptops. And it is also a kind of question mark while we focus on the performance or the overall performance of these laptops. And therefore both physical protection of laptops and the safeguarding of data contained on them are the of the highest importance. So the security can be divided into two categories, which is based on their protection of their laptops, physical protection, and also the safeguarding of data, which includes the data which is the internet data and the stored data in the computer. So all these things are very important, and we have to secure the data or the laptop itself in a very by giving so much of importance to these kind of laptops. So these are the major disadvantages of these laptops. So firstly we discussed about the performance of this laptop based on their price. So and the second one was the upgradability and also the maintenance cost. Third one was the durability, and the fourth one was the security of these laptops. So these are the major disadvantages of these laptops, and that's about the major points regarding this laptop PC. So we discussed today the basics of this the netop PC and the netbook PC. Then the most important topic, which is the laptop PC. So we discussed the features, the definition of the laptop, and the classification of laptop based on their purpose and also based on their features. Then the advantages of laptops and the disadvantages of laptops in a very systematic manner. So you have to focus on this textbook page number 18 to 23 in the textbook. So this is regarding the topic laptop PC. So we have some more topics in the category of these personal computers. We have to focus the other topics like the netbook PC, tablet PC, mobile devices. So we will be focusing on this topic in the next class. So that's for today. Happy learning.